When I reach down into my pocket, I expect to find something tiny and useless, but never this fun. Let's review it. FeiyuTech Pocket 2.com.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So let's face it, it's 2021 and the camera to beat still for vlogging is the Sony X3000. I never would have gave mine away if it didn't lose focus. Lucky you who got that gift. Wow, changed your life. Some companies have matched it in some areas, even exceeding in some but falling in others. Sony it was the all-around package. It fit in your pocket, good audio, great stabilization, like fantastic. So we got little replicas here. Not really, these are completely different. We got the FeiyuTech Pocket 2, very original name. DJI Pocket 2, they're fine with it, trust me. And the Fimi Palm 2. We're gonna compare them today, just as a little side. We'll talk about a couple things in here, then immediately go outside and show you what it does. But I find faults. That's my strength in life. I look for things, okay, you could improve in this area. So don't blame me when I find your faults. If you send me something, I'm going to find your weakness and enable it, just slash to the knees. I'm not sure how much it even cost yet. We'll only know on launch day, but the Fimi Palm 2 is about $220 US. So I imagine this has to be cheaper because this has a huge advantage right out the box, and that's the mic jack. So here's the Fimi Palm 2's case. It just opens like that. Don't you dare track my eye, Sony. And you reach it out. If you can grab it, it's stuck. That ruined my audio. Versus the FeiyuTech case has a little flipper, and then it's an easier grab, so you win. The problem, however, with both of these cases, once you have a mic jack plugged in to the Fimi Palm here, useless case now. Nothing will fit in. Please, for the love of Jiminy Cricket's Christmas, just cut off. All I need is a little cap on here. I don't need to protect the whole body. I just need to protect the lens. So somebody please make a little lens cap, tiny little silicone cover, something super easy. And one thing the DJI Pocket 2 had over this, when you turn it off, it's shut and then locked. This is not locking, so now it's a bit of a pain to line it up, and manually it's doable, but it's fine. But lock it for me and then just give me a little hat. Another thing that can be added in a firmware probably is there's no quick selfie mode. On DJI Pocket 2, I think it's a triple tap and then it flips, whereas this you have to like swipe up, swipe over that way, tap, and then you're good. So let's go outside, do a little comparison, because that's what matters. What does it look like? What does it sound like? Unfortunately, they didn't send me, they don't have, eventually they're gonna have a USB-C to 3.5mm jack, and then I can stick it in and have audio, but I don't know what that's gonna sound like. They should have sent that to me. So, because the audio is unusable, it's one little mic here, and if you're holding it, you cover it up, so you have to be holding it kind of awkwardly, and it sounds so bad. I've never heard audio like this, so it's unusable. I have to bring this for audio, or else I can't even review this thing. It's that bad, like it's terrible. But one day it might be acceptable. Can you see a difference? I don't think you can. One's a lot wider. Wow, look at that wideness. Which one do you think is wider? Oh, wow. That's the FeiyuTech. Oh, you've done one thing right so far, and that's getting to my wide heart. You've done it. Oh, look at you two. No, look at him. Stop looking at me. Do you have some face tracking bullshit on? Stop it. Stop following me. I hate that mode so much. I just want to chill over here in the rule of thirds. You won't let me escape. All right, I turn that face tracking off. It sucks when you haven't used a camera for so long and then you forget how to do anything in it. Not that this isn't an amazing camera. The Fimi Palm 2. Love this thing. I use it every day. So right now you're listening to the audio in the Fimi Palm. Thank goodness. Let's switch over to this delight. There you have the FeiyuTech audio, and it's appreciated by me. I like it due to the wind reduction it has and how just natural, full-bodied it sounds. I love that so much. Oh man, just a little mic jack in there. Would have went a long way. Seems like they're almost equally as wide now. Who knows if that face tracking thing cropped it in? How's the dynamic range and whatever the hell you guys both just did? Who has better... do you see my thumb in the shot? That is some bullshit. That's too wide. Why did I choose the super ultra wide angle? I wanted the full sensor's capabilities, and I got them. I got them hard. And adjusting. Oh, Fimi Palm, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Come back to us. I'm not a huge fan of these gimbals. I prefer like just the DJI Osmo Action or Sony X3000. Just the stabilization's within. It's optical. You don't have to worry about mechanics. Is one more stable? Who has better color science? Which I will display to you by a red Canada Post sign. Red, blue, and whatever color my skin decides to be. I love that. It's too bad I have to carry this one for the audio. I would like to just test this and go through all the modes, but I have to sync each time just to get the audio from this. But it has a full metal build, whereas these are usually plastic. I don't care, but it feels nice. It feels nice. They're about the same weight in your hand. You can't really tell. This one's probably a little heavier, but it doesn't matter. They're very light. 4K 60p. Not bad. If it's handling exposure, we just switched to wide angle. It still seems very wide. Can we get the thumb out of the shot? Thumbs up vlogging. I'm gonna try to sneak down into nature. I saw an opening in a fence. Wow, the danger that ensues. Who has closer focusing distance? Am I in the shot? I think neither are good there, but am I at least in there? Because that's a problem. A lot of these companies come out with a vlogging camera and then the closest focusing distance 15 feet if it was a foot. Bunch of bullshit. Fimi Palm. I gotta be honest with you. Fimi Palm is cool. It's a cool little thing, but it's not better than my phone. You know the funny thing? They sent us a bunch of marketing material. Little guys over at Feiyu Tech. And there's like a Q&A section. And one of the guys asked, what advantages does this have over a smartphone? And he's like, plenty. We got plenty. What do you mean? Let me just tell you about them. One, there's more memory here. We could put up to 500 gigs here. And the memory, it's not really a problem nowadays. Most phones, butterfly. Probably didn't get it. Most phones have like 64 gigs. I've never even come close on full day. Like not even close. Internal. So that's not an issue. Another thing he said, which was funny, he said, oh, it's our sensor, imaging sensor. It's a lot bigger than smartphones. It's like, did you write this document in 1991? Because phones now have big sensors. There's 1-inch ones out now. Mine in the back that we will switch to, impending doom for you when I do. It's huge sensor. That's why I use it. Big sensor. Bigger than this. Sorry. Last thing was the stabilization. He said this is superior to phones, and I don't know, that digital stab these days is pretty good, but you do have a point. Sometimes in the phones, as you're walking, the sky flashes due to that digital stab. So you might be right. You might be right. Low light conditions? I just went into the shade. Who enjoys that? Hopefully both. Where's that fence hole? Let's go right into it. After we test the Huawei P40 Pro, can you live up to the tiny sensors of phones? Are you seeing it? Are you seeing the difference now? Who handled that? One of you handled it. I know one of you wouldn't let me down. Who has the better dynamic range? Oh, you piece of shit. I guess that gave it away. Oh God, I'm not even... I suck at my job. Do that slower next time. But are you seeing it? It's like the Huawei has the bigger sensor. Slight background blur allowed. Fantastic. Whereas you, cute, you're wider, highlights clipping, We haven't even switched to the biggest sensor. That was just the little one, by the way. I sent the little brother to fight you first. You got a little tired, and now you're ready to meet his dad. You want to meet the dad? Meet the dad. He drinks beer, and he'll sit on you. He's gonna sit on you. Oh, sure, the colors get a little weird. All the blacks turn red. That's what it is, you know, color science, it's white balance. Plays such a huge role in color science. Some freak out. That Fuji versus Canon video I did a while ago, it was you guys that noticed, since the background was like all green, Fuji like overcompensated and went to pure magenta town, and my face was all purple and red, and it was stupid. Whereas like some just get it right. Olympus seems to, although they jump a lot. I want my black shirt to be black. I want whites to look white. Like, that's not too much to ask. A white balance auto, obviously. I'm not bringing a card with me. Get real with yourself. So this is almost a 1-inch sensor, and in my opinion, that's what y'all have to do with these things. This isn't really innovation. It's actually kind of worse than the Fimi Palm because it doesn't have a mic jack right in there. I need a dongle, and we don't know what that looks like. Is that going to be some hanging thing? Is it going to sound good? Because I know like Insta360 has one, and it doesn't sound good at all. So like, what's the quality of that? Are you going to put much effort into it? It's just kind of old news at this point, these things. Like, this is meet the Osmo Pocket 1 with a slightly wider lens. That's what we're looking at. It's fine. It's cool. That guy was impressed. I saw some guy and he's like, wow, what is that? For some people, it's going to be like, wow, you can record 4K 60 in this tiny little thing? Like, it's fantastic. It's much bigger than the phone. Are you focusing on each other? I doubt it. Why would you be? Why would you be? Why would you? But I tell you, having 960 frames per second in here, and if I want 7,600 frames, it's in there too. It's in there too. Where's that hole? I found it. Oh, we're going for it. We're going for it. A double time. Split the screen. Oh, wow. Oh, that's a big hole. That was meant to be. Is that poison ivy? That's just super loud. Oh, there's a bug. This just looks dangerous and terrible. Like, leads right to the highway. Why would anybody come down here? How's the FeiyuTech audio? Good? Just isolating my voice? I love that. Right now we're in FeiyuTech colors. It has a FeiyuTech log, but when I tried it, it was not right. I don't know how to grade it, but let's just switch to it to show you how user error exists. Okay, now we're in FY log. Who's behind me? Some actual random ass guy just came here? Who would come here? So how does that look? We're right in the direct sunlight. Is it exposing well? I tried to color grade it in my room and the colors were going all really super weird. How's that shot? Are they doable now outside with better light? Or something hit me. It was better color science. This is like, feels like nature but gone wrong in a lot of ways as I go down this rocky ass path. Not one rock. Why'd I say that? Alright, let's get out of this terrible situation. It has hyperlapse and slow-mo, so let's take a look at the hyperlapse. We're on just the FeiyuTech audio now. There's just so much handling noise if you actually move around at all. I thought of putting a wind muff right there and holding it, but it was too much. You probably didn't hear that. It's 4K 60p with perfect audio. Fantastic. How does it look? Better? Better than it was? What if I slow down the audio and talk super fast? Would you notice it? Okay, we're in 4K 48p with the FeiyuTech audio. This is a mistake. Try to protect the wind. Protect it from the wind. We noticed that the hyperlapse not as smooth as a GoPro because it's got a gimbal. You're walking, it's not the same. Digital stave is better. We did 1080p 120 frames per second and 720p at 240 frames. Not super magical, but they'll get you by if you need to cross a street. Alright, that wind is picking up. I don't trust the audio. Sorry for even putting you through a couple of seconds of that, but should you do yourself a... Oh, I turned it on. Stay off forever, please. Should you buy this through my affiliate links down below, I gotta say, if this had a built-in shotgun mic right at the bottom there with a wind fur cover on it, then it would be a pocketable solution. A little silicone lens cap, something tiny, and then boom, that's in the pocket. That'd be fun, because I can't pocket this. So you have to have some advantage. Although, if I'm being honest with you, I would prefer a bigger sensor. Can you do a 1-inch and still make it pocketable? A wide, like 18 mil-ish? I don't need tone, just make me sharp, and the background can be pretty sharp. Slight separation, if you could muster it. I just think it's kind of a low effort. We can also do this to hit the bottom of the barrel specs. Here we have it, cheap. I don't like that kind of thing. I want innovation and something you're proud to use. Like, wow, look at the color science, better dynamic range, something in there fun. I wish you well, buddy. I hope somebody finds that tooth for you. I've never seen an ad for that. I don't think they're called molars, or if that's how you spell it. Maybe that's a new hip-hop thing, a gold tooth. It could be. You know, the funny thing, I used to see things like that, and then I would pull out my Sony X3000, boom, press record, film a little funny clip, and then back in the pocket, and I could just move. To get that, I mean, I've already finished the video. I'm drinking my victory juice. I had to pull the phone back out, get the lav mic, it was all tangled. Sony X3000. Something like that with a shotgun mic built in to isolate my voice a bit better. Maybe a little bigger sensor. Wow. So thank you, FeiyuTech, for sending this out to my battle testing grounds. And it crumpled in defeat, but it was fun. And thank you again. Thank you for thumbing up the video, knowing that I bring truth to you. And if you're gonna come with this piece of knockoff shit, do something that somebody else hasn't already done. There's nothing in here that the Fimi Palm 2 didn't do. Better. So, we'll work together again, FeiyuTech. I look forward to it. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one.